Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. I'm having light issues, so we just have to deal with it. I have been in a message relay with a young feller. He was inquiring about backing up and whatnot. He is a month away from getting a CDL, evidently. His Class A. And he asked me, do you really use the serpentine? And folks, you really do. I mean, maybe not a full serpentine and all that stuff, but I told him parallel parking and doing a serpentine, having those skills is very, very important. If you can master parallel parking and serpentine, and a lot of you as your trainers ain't even going to be able to do it. So it might be something you have to work on yourself. Do not be ashamed to go to an empty truck stop, to the back of an empty truck stop, and practice your backing and your maneuvering. You really need to master maneuvering that truck. One of the things that just blows me away is you'll go by a rest area or a truck stop and people are parked on the ramps, at the end of the fuel island, on the driveway, anywhere they can so they don't have to back up. Now if you say anything to them, every one of them is worried about me and you. They're worried about us taking their hood off. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I figure you ain't worth a damn at backing, and you're scared to back. You will find out that if you can master your backing abilities, your skills at backing, a lot of times, well, let me rephrase that a little bit. When we was doing the rock and roll circuit, the concert would get over late of a night. Well, now they have to tear everything down, load it into the trucks, and get us out of the venue in a very timely manner. So we would find ourselves taking off at midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, excuse me a second. So with that being said, we would take off trucking. And there was we got in little groups. You know, you had your guys you pal around with, your drivers. And a couple of mine, they was like, man, I don't like running this late of a night. You can't ever get any parking at a truck stop. Well, I gave them a couple bits of advice. One is if you don't like driving this late of a night, you're in the wrong business. You don't want to do the rock and roll circuit. Because we do the show tonight, break down, move out tonight, and we got about 200, 300, 400, 500 miles, whatever. Sometimes a lot more. It all depends. They try to keep them close together. And you have to be at the next venue early the next morning for move-in. And on them longer runs that take 1 or 2 days, I tell them, dude, if you go to the back and look for the place that's going to have the hardest parking, you'll find it. I've been doing that for 25 years, folks. Most drivers can't back. They like their pull-throughs, they're like the real easy ones. So if you will master your backing, and yes, that includes doing the serpentine, that does include doing the parallel, it includes mastering controlling your vehicle. When this steering wheel moves, you need to know what this whole rig's doing. Every piece of it. The back corners, what are they doing? The front corners of that trailer, what are they doing? What's the hood doing? You should have that imprinted on your mind that when I move this here, this is what's happening. And it should become a reaction. You shouldn't have to think a whole lot about it. You should always think. And regardless how good you get, you need to stop and think about what you're doing. Now, along with that, what will help you to be a successful backer is you need to start planning as soon as that truck starts moving. I will start, well, actually, it's even before that. Today, downtown Albuquerque, I was in Amarillo, in a place called Perryville, Texas. I did those 3 drops today. And every one of them, as soon as I knew where, right there, that's the building. I'm already starting to eyeball stuff. Not just the building, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the whole street. I'm looking across the street from where I'm going. I am looking at everything. I'm already trying to picture where are they going to want me and how am I going to get my truck there. That's how early you start. It's all in your setup. You can't be taught that enough. So on all 3 of them wound up being different setups. All 3 of them, I'm eyeballing them, and I got them in there, but I started way early, okay, I think. Now the one in Amarillo, I was wrong on where I thought they wanted me to be. The one in Albuquerque, it turned out I had been here before, so I already had a half clue what they wanted. The one in Perryville, that was a no-brainer. Jump up on the wide side of their road, pulled past their gate, I hung a right, shot all the way across the street, put my hood over there real close to a guy, kind of got his attention. But a guy sitting in his personal vehicle at business across the street, and I put this left front corner of my truck right up there. So I had done pulled over, I angled over, and then it already cocked my hood, because I knew when I started backing up, I wanted that trailer to go that way immediately. So to do that, where does my hood need to be? It needed to be over that way. So then I'm pushing the rear of my truck this way. My trailer, front of my trailer's going that way. Makes that back of the trailer spin the way I want it. So I already had all this pictured out. It might not make sense to some of you now, but as you start working your way through it, it will. So with that trailer swung right around where it needed to. I straightened my tractor up and it became a straight back. And that's what you always want to shoot for, is how can I do this where it's a straight back? The one down here, I had to circle in one part of their drive, pull through, cock the tractor off over to the right a little bit, pull up a little bit more, boom, done. Now how do I get out of here? But the point is, it's all in your setup. You need to, you need to start looking as soon as possible. You don't want to wait. As soon as possible. If you know you're delivering right there in the middle of that block, because you already seen the name on the door or on the building, you want to start looking and trying to figure out what. It's all in your setup. And then get the best setup that you can. Now, that young individual told me that he would get frustrated. He's with a trainer right now. And he said his trainer's working him pretty good on teaching him to back up. That's good. And soak up all of the knowledge you can. Even if you have a bad trainer, learn everything you can that he knows, and then you take it to the next step and you improve it. Next time you see him, maybe you can teach him something. But he said that sometimes it went pretty good, sometimes he got frustrated. Couple of real simples right there, folks. I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're trying to back into a receiver and you've got everything all blocked up and that sucker just ain't cutting in there right for you. Just stop. Set your brakes. Sit here a minute. Get you a couple deep breaths. Make yourself calm down. Now look in your mirrors. You might even get out and walk around for a second. But make yourself calm down. If you're frustrated, you're only going to continue to make it worse. So force yourself to calm down. And I don't care if there's other trucks waiting. They can wait. That's part of trucking. You know, nobody made a rule that truck drivers don't have to wait. Matter of fact, I think there's a rule that says truck drivers must wait. So regardless of what they're doing, stop a minute. Catch your breath. Calm down. Look it over again. And now tackle it again. Also, it goes back to the setup. Sometimes you just didn't get a good setup and you're trying and you're not going to make it work because you had a bad setup. You done stopped, you took your breath, you calmed down, you got out, you looked, and you said, damn, this ain't going to work. Don't worry about it. Pull out. Back up, circle the block, whatever you have to do. Get you a new setup. There ain't no need in beating a dead horse. If you got a bad setup and it ain't going in, just call it quits on that try and do it all over again. Yes, I've done it. And no, it wasn't just when I was a rookie. Some days are good for backing, some days suck for backing. And I don't care how much experience you got. Find any old goats like me out here and they'll tell you some days just ain't worth a damn for backing. Been there and done it. I could all but back one of these suckers through the eye of a needle. Literally, I'm damn good. There's some days I couldn't hit a broadside of a barn. Some days ain't for backing. And you just have to know that, and when you get in one of them days, just pull out. Don't let it be a pride thing. Speaking of pride, there's a lot of people that, oh man, you did 5 pull-ups. Oh, look at him, he did 10 pull-ups. Big damn deal. Did you hit anything? If you got it in the dock without hitting anything, you did good. And I don't care how many pull-ups you did. If you successfully got it in the dock where they could load or unload you, you didn't hit nobody, you're fairly straight, you did good. Pat yourself on the back. Try to do better next time, but no, this time I did it. It's in there. So yes, folks, your parallel parking and your serpentine, no, you don't use them very often, but yes, you need to master them. You need to make yourself learn how to do them. When you need them, I guarantee you, you're going to need them and you're going to be wishing you knew how to do it right. So, like I said, even if you got to go to an old truck stop, go to the back of it and try parallel parking. You know, pull up beside the curb. If there ain't a bunch of trucks back there, pull beside that curb and parallel park. And I don't mean just drive up there and do a pull through on a parallel park. Pull up a little bit and say, all right, I'm going to back it into that corner. Or whatever you're going to do. Do a true parallel park. I haven't seen a truck stop yet that don't have some kind of light poles out there. Get out there and do a serpentine around them light poles. Don't worry about if anybody's watching you. Don't worry about what other people are thinking. What you need to worry about is bettering yourself. It's for your career. And if you can do the stuff the other guys can't, it'll pay off in the long run. When I was hauling boats, I guarantee you, it would get a little skinny once in a while, and there was some places that some drivers, some of the places just told the company, don't send him back. That old boy wasn't worth a damn. So the company would say, yo, Papa Joe, you want to go over here to such and such in Michigan? You want to go over here to Calgary? Yeah, why not? Well, I've only got so-and-so available. They don't want them up there. They can't handle it, or they've done tours, you know. Yes, it can pay in the long run. Plus, ain't nothing wrong with being able to do your job damn good. Backing up, part of your job. Learn how to do it damn good. And with that, my friends, I'm going to let you be. God bless you. Remember, God loves you. So do I. Happy trucking. Be safe. Master the skills of maneuvering your truck. God bless even now. Good night.